Okay, we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream, 7:40 p.m. It is the usual time nowadays for these live streams, of course, and the 28th of September it is today. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. The year flying by with the month of September almost over. Only a few days to go now. Then we head into a brand new month, which is good. Looking at some of the main stories that have caught my attention today in the press. We'll look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers, the usual format, of course. And we'll go into the live chat and see what is happening there this evening. Also, if you are watching in the live stream, watching and participating in the live chat, say hello. Now, straight into the news, and a serious weather alert has gone out today in the afternoon. The Weather Bureau here in Spain, the Aemet, issued the alert, and as we can see here, torrential rain forecast in Tarragona, in Catalonia, and northern Valencia. Spain's National Weather Agency, the Aemet, has issued a red alert, its highest warning for extreme rainfall in southern Tarragona and the northern areas of the Valencia region. An extratropical storm is battering the country's east and south this Sunday, with the heaviest downpours expected from Sunday evening into Monday. Forecasts predict accumulations of 200 to 250 litres per square metre, and the unsettled weather is likely to continue until Tuesday. Authorities warn of extraordinary danger in the provinces of Tarragona, Castellón and Valencia. The Valencian Regional Emergency Centre sent an ES alert mobile warning at 3:28 p.m, advising residents of potential flooding along the northern Castellón coast and Valencia's shoreline. People are urged to avoid travel, steer clear of flood-prone areas, respect road closures, and refrain from activities near riverbeds or waterways. The remainder of the Valencia region remains on alert or on orange or yellow alert, requiring heightened caution and attention to further updates. So, a red alert issued by the weather department here, the Bureau of Meteorology, the Aemet in Spain, for that part of the country, northern Tarragona. Tarragona, of course, the southernmost province in Catalonia, and the north of Valencia, probably Castellón and the like, I would say. So if you're in that part of Spain, let us know what's going on in the comment section below. If it has been a wet day today, if you are preparing for the potential rains later this evening, the very, very heavy rains, because some of the figures put forward there, what was it, 250 litres per square metre, a lot of rain. So if that is the case, get to high ground. That is what people are being told to do. Get out of the low ground flood-prone areas. So take care, listen to the advice from the weather experts, and get to a safe place. That would be the warning there that you need to adhere to. Second piece of news, and Spain's opposition party, the Partido Popular, has announced their immigration plan. And as we can see here, Mr. Feijóo, the leader of that party, proposes a points-based visa to target immigration needs in Spain. Opposition leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo has pledged to introduce a Canadian-style points visa system if the Conservative PP party wins national power. Speaking in Murcia after signing a joint declaration with 11 PP regional leaders plus representatives from Ceuta, Melilla and the Canary Islands, Feijóo outlined a tougher migration strategy focused on legal entry and labour demand. The plan would prioritise applicants from countries that cooperate with Spain on curbing migration, Spanish speakers and workers for sectors short of labour such as agriculture and construction. Feijóo said serious crimes would mean automatic loss of residency, and repeated minor offences could also lead to expulsion. Rejecting what he called extremes, blanket regularisation on the left and mass deportations on the far right, he argued for order and security while treating migrants as citizens with both rights and duties. The policy aims to deter irregular migration while meeting Spain's workforce needs. So Mr. Feijóo going down the moderate line when it comes to immigration and his proposals there. Some of those ideas seem to make sense, others seemingly not, but prioritising, as we saw there, Spanish speakers, people from the Central and South American countries, obviously, because they are supposedly integrating into the country faster. That is the argument also put forward. And countries that help Spain to stop the illegal migration. So interesting times we're living, but we have had some fairly extreme points of view put forward in recent times by one particular political party. I'm not going to name it here because they don't deserve a mention on this channel with some of the ideas that they get up to. I know some viewers would be upset about that, but that's my position on this. So more moderate policies when it comes to immigration from Mr. Feijóo. So if he gets elected next year in the general elections, I think, or 2027, I think Mr. Sanchez said would be the next general elections. No plan to call them sooner. If Mr. Feijóo gets elected, that will be his party's stance on immigration. So if he gets elected, of course, and the way things are going with that particular political party and the opposition from the political party that I didn't mention, it could be tough. It could be tough for Mr. Feijóo, but times will tell. And also on the topic of immigration in the Catalonia area, the Aliança Catalana, a far-right independence surge shakes Catalonia's calm. Catalonia's political landscape, seemingly settled after the failed independence drive, faces new turbulence from Aliança Catalana, a far-right separatist party predicted to grow rapidly despite no elections until 2027. Founded in May 2020 by Silvia Oriols, Margarita Cabello and Oriol Gués, the party has expanded from a handful of Ripoll activists into a province-wide force. Every weekend it sets up information stalls across towns and cities, mirroring the constant mobilization of Spain's Vox. Oriols, the mayor of Ripoll, was galvanized by the 2017 jihadist attacks in Barcelona and Cambrils, which involved locally raised perpetrators. Her early political steps began in the National Front of Catalunya before launching her own movement. Aliança's strategy mixes street-level outreach with professional organization to prepare for expected electoral gains, threatening established parties such as Junts per Catalunya and unsettling the calm restored by the socialist regional president Salvador Illa. Analysts see its rise as a sandstorm over Catalonia's fragile political oasis. So another far-right party on the march in Catalonia, not happy with what Vox is doing at a national level. They have decided to set up their own political party there because obviously they see that it could get some traction with the supposed immigration issues in that part of Spain. Ms. Oriols, the mayor of Ripoll, known for some pretty radical statements when it comes to immigration, taking that hard line, as I said, with the other political party that was mentioned there, and could be bad news for the relative calm, as we saw in the region of Catalonia, that there is there apparently, because it has been a pretty rough 10 years in that part of the country politically, I will say, or at least that's the impression that we get from central Spain on goings-on in that part of the country, Catalonia. Comments that have been left on the channel in recent times. Let's have a look at some of those, starting with this one here from Yuki. Spanish economic boom equals economic recovery from COVID. Thanks, Yuki, for the comment, supposing or suggesting here that the current economic boom in Spain is just the leftover from the COVID days when the economy crashed and all of the money started to come back into the country through tourism and the like. The Spanish economy has been lauded in recent times by publications like The Economist, saying that it's the best in Europe, if not the world currently. So, but according to this, just the ongoing recovery from COVID, which took longer in Spain than other countries, of course, and lots of European money coming into Spain in recent times, also helping that growth. But of course, the government thinks that it's on the right track as far as this is concerned. But as we saw the other day, there are some warning signs there as to whether the economy can continue to go gangbusters when that European money stops. That is the question. And I think a lot of the big companies here in Spain are filling their pockets with that European money, organising projects and, putting their hand out to the government, winning the contracts, and of course the stock market buoyant at the moment as a result. Yes, it is. One here from Janouk. I live in a 5,000 population town 30 minutes from Seville. Love the quiet life of a village and yet close enough to a large city when I want to go there. Thanks, Janouk, for the comment. Yes, a lot of people like the quieter life that you can get on the outskirts of the big cities here in Spain. Or any other country for that matter. Let's be honest about that. There are big city living and there are the smaller towns that require often people to commute to their jobs, or maybe they're working from home and that has become an option, not to live in the big metropolises anymore. I don't know, but Janouk happy down there, as I was living on the outskirts of Madrid until recently when the population started to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And no longer do we have a quiet little place here, especially during the week. A little bit quieter at weekends, of course, but during the week, the traffic issues here sometimes make you question whether we are living in a smaller place or not, given the growth in recent times and the existing infrastructure. The infrastructure hasn't improved much, but more and more people have come in, hence the congestion that we now have here. Thanks, Janouk. One from Sarah. We were in Seville and in the afternoon it was so quiet. But wow, we went out in the evening and it was packed, full of life and cheer. Life wakes up at night in Spain. Yes, it does, Sarah. Life wakes up at night in Spain. You won't find many people around, especially in the summer months in an area like Seville. During those afternoon hours, they're normally hiding away in cooler areas, air-conditioned places, or places that have had the shutters down all day, stopping the heat from coming into the buildings. And when the sun finally does go down, they hit the streets. And that is common in many cities in Spain during the summer months, and also in the winter months. You will find in some of the regional capitals, at least, that it does get quiet after that lunchtime break, that period after lunch between 4 and 6, let's say. You can find quieter streets, and then things come to life when people get out and about, of course. That's the timetable here in Spain. One here from SCL, I should say. Stayed in Formigal once back in January 2009, and it was spectacular in the winter with so much snow. The roads through the Pyrenees were amazing, on my list to do again. So great videos, Stu. Thanks for that, SCL. And the Pyrenees was a welcome surprise for me last weekend when I headed up to that part of the country, the high country as it is known, very close to the French border. The city of, the town of Formigal, I should say. It's not really a city, it's probably even a village. You could classify it as. Not many people there in the off season, but of course those houses and apartments fill up once the snow hits and the keen skiers head to the slopes. And the French border, around 7 kilometers, I think, away from that particular town. But a very lovely area. The Tena Valley was the part of the country that I went to, and I would like to repeat a trip to that part of Spain. I will say everything I saw there I enjoyed. The quaint little towns, the food was good, people were friendly. What more do you want? And relatively accessible by car. Don't know about bus. There's no train, I don't think, going to that part of the country. Maybe Huesca would be the last train station, I think. Don't quote me on that, but you'd need a car or maybe a bus after that. And I don't know how regular the bus routes would be to places like, Formigal, whether they would have a bus system at all during the summer months, but some of the other towns there, you could get there by bus, I would say. I did see bus stops. And the final comment here from Jota. Thanks for showing that Spain is not just beach and sun, very diverse, lots to love. Thanks, Jota, for the comment here. Yes, Spain is a diverse country. Unfortunately, people seem to have the blinders on when they come to Spain a lot of the times. They head to the beach or they head to their resort or wherever they're going to, and they're not interested in anything else. But for the true explorers, for the true travelers, Spain is a country that has a lot to offer. Not only does it have the spectacular mountains and valleys that you'll see in the north of the country, very mountainous parts of the country as well, that part of green Spain as well. You do have the fantastic cities scattered throughout the country, and plenty of things to do and see, as I said. But people have their objectives when they come down here, the majority, I would say, and sometimes it doesn't involve heading much further away from the bar than is humanly possible. But again, just my opinions. Into the live chat I'm going to go. Before I get there, I need to change the backdrop picture. You can see it on the background, the blurred version, but this is the de-blurred version from Marianne, regular viewer of course, and this photo was taken in La Rioja. I think Marianne said in her comment that she left with the picture, La Rioja on the Camino Francés, so doing the Camino de Santiago, I imagine Mary Ann was, and this is the photo that she took with the sunflowers there in the foreground, of course, and a great photo. If you have a similar picture that you would like to see on the backdrop, the email address is going on the screen now. You can see it there, spainspeaks@gmail.com. Feel free to send your photos through to that email address, or anything else that you would like to send my way, whether it be articles or other information that catch your attention in the Spanish press or the international press. That is the email address. Feel free. The like icon is on the screen as well. Do us a favor and hit the like icon if you can. Just below the video you will find it, and we'll see if we can get up to a decent tally. Currently sitting at 55 with 150 people watching currently, so hit that like icon if you can. Do me a favor. It's completely free, won't cost you a cent. Hit the like icon. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we're creeping up on the 100,000 mark. We're nearly at 99,000 subscribers, if that means anything, of course, apart from having a fantastic community here. I'm sure there are lots of people that subscribe to the channel and have never been back. I imagine that is the case. Subscriber count, not the most important metric on YouTube, but it is one that we can put in our CVs or our resumes. 100,000, probably not, but just a thought. 100,000 subscribers we will hit soon, so hit the subscribe button. Also completely free. Like free, subscribe free. What more do you want? People that do decide to support the channel, thank you very much for that support, whether it's on the super thanks option here on YouTube, whether it's buying me a coffee, whether it's the longer term supporters on Patreon. Thank you very much for that. Harry has recently bought me a coffee, I think just an hour ago or so. Harry donated to the channel. Thank you very much for that, Harry. And I was just going to see who the latest patrons are on the Patreon site. Let me see if I can find that here now. Just let me look here quickly. Yes, Ramon and Renee, the latest people to join as Patreons of this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for that support, guys. And also the channel members here. Can't forget the valued channel members, people that support the channel every month also through their channel membership. So if that's something you would like to do, consider it. Why not? Now into the chat section I'm going to go. Let me see what's bubbling away there. I'll just check that I haven't got any important emails come through. No. First one that I can see here. No, we have a super chat, so I'll get to that first. From Marcus, regular contributor to the channel, of course, is Marcus, not only through his membership, but also the live stream contributions as well. Saying here, shouldn't complain about rain, but I'm due for a water delivery on Tuesday morning, and I fear the lorry won't get up the muddy dirt track to Marcus's house. There we go, Marcus. I hope you do get your delivered water. And no, we shouldn't be complaining about the rain, but we know that these torrential storms create enormous damage to the places that they hit. I think even this year, a few people have unfortunately lost their lives in the Catalonia region with other torrential storms, river levels going up so quickly and washing people off bridges. I think even as recently as a couple of weeks ago, there were also some more storms in that part of the country. I think it might have even been last weekend that Catalonia was, or some parts of Catalonia were also smashed by heavy rains. But yeah, we'll see if you get your water, Marcus. Andrew is in the chat. I've got a fabada asturiana in the slow cooker, just right for the cold weather, for this cold weather. Absolutely, Andrew. Enjoy the fabada asturiana. It is a heavy meal, but as you said, perfect for the winter weather. Maybe I can have one tomorrow if I've got a spare tin in the pantry. Don't think I'll be making it from scratch, but I might crack a tin if I've got one, that is. Sir Colin, valued member, Steppenwolf, aka the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, but occasionally storms over the coastal areas. Absolutely, Colin. Yes, the old saying. What was it? My Fair Lady, was that? That sentence from the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. I don't think it was in the Spanish version, the exact translation. Spanish version of My Fair Lady. I think they modified it because it didn't really have that rhyming nature in Spanish. Or maybe, what do they say? I think in Spanish they said La lluvia de Sevilla es una maravilla. Trying to make it rhyme, but nothing to do with falling on the plain. Barbara coming in from Catral, 28 degrees there. Storms expected tomorrow. Thanks, Barbara. Still recovering, no doubt. Hope you are getting better. Andrew again. Did we not see Andrew at the beginning? Yeah, we did. Good evening, Stuart, and all. Hope you are well and having a good weekend from a cold London. Making that fabada, of course. John is another valued member. Best wishes for all the week ahead. Thanks for that. Jay is in the north of Castellon, but right on the sea, so no risk of flooding there. Let's hope that is the case, Jay. No risk of flooding right on the sea. Let's hope, because I think the north of Castellon is one of the areas on red alert. Harry, who I just mentioned, bought me a coffee some hour ago. Heading to Benicassim on the 7th of October to visit the in-laws for a fortnight. Can't wait. There we go. Harry looking forward to getting back to Spain and spending some time with the political family, as they call it here in Spain. La familia política. Or as we call it, the in-laws. Thanks, Harry. Good luck. Sani is in the chat. Just heard from her grandson that lives in Paiporta, Valencia. They're on red alert for storms. Schools are closed tomorrow. Let's pray the storms pass through without too much damage. Absolutely, Sani, because I imagine that Paiporta in particular would not have recovered fully from the Dana storm there last year. As far as infrastructure is concerned and things like that, people's abodes might not have been fully restored. So let's hope and that area is not as hard hit as it was last year, of course. Renan coming in from LA, cloudy there. Good to see you, Renan, regular viewer, of course. Janet also in the chat, valued member, off to Seville to visit the family on the 7th. which is not far away, Janet. What is that? Not next week, the week after, is it? I think. Good luck with your trip there. Iggy coming in from a cool high-end. Rico, my wife and I have just arrived back in the US after a wonderful 2 weeks in Andalusia. Thanks very much, Rico, for that comment, and glad you guys enjoyed your 2 weeks in the south of Spain and enjoyed the time there, which many people do. Many people do. Thanks, Rico. Elvis, hi, Stuart. How are you doing? Thanks for the info. Keep up the good work. Greetings to all the viewers from the Netherlands. Thanks, Elvis, for that. Good to see you in the chat this evening. Bronny, the extreme weather forecast sounds really frightening. I hope everyone will be safe. Currently 13 and sunny in South Wales. Feeling really autumnal. Is that how you pronounce that word? I hope so. Or autumnal. Not sure. Autumn-like weather. Yes, thanks, Bronny, for that. Yeah, the people in southern Catalonia, northern Castellon on that red weather alert. And let's hope people, as I said before, listen to the alert and get to high ground. People are being told to get to higher apartments. If you're on a ground floor level apartment, get out. Get up the stairs. Get up to a neighbour's apartment. If you've got a relative close by in a higher apartment, go there. Get out of those basement apartments, which, as we know, will be flooded with that much water coming down if the predictions are correct. But we'll see tomorrow. And fingers crossed we're not waking up to headlines of a tragedy in that part of the country. I don't want to sound too alarmist there, but you've got to listen to the warnings. Sorry we're late, says James. They're here now. Thanks. Good to see you guys. Iggy's saying, not sure the new immigration policies of the right or left will affect us since Europe has open borders. Thanks for that, Iggy. Not sure that Europe does have open borders, as you pointed out there, but yeah, some people would argue that, but I think there are border controls into Europe. Could be wrong, but Jay coming in from Península, currently drizzling. Did we not see that? Oh, yeah, we saw Jay say something before. Drizzling slightly with a thick, dark blanket of clouds. The government alert earlier on the phone said from 8 o'clock onwards to take precautions if travelling. Yes, Jay, that is true. So that would be now. Christine is in the chat. Hi, hello all. The weather is definitely changing up, and for me, so comfortable, especially in the evenings. I just saw the alert and hoping everyone will remain safe and get to higher ground if need be. That's the advice, Christine. That is the advice from experts. Get out of the ground floor shops or bars or apartments and get up onto the first, second, third, fourth, whatever floor is there, just in case. Joe coming in from Lanzarote. Just a few drops of rain there and cooler. Thanks, Joe. Good to see you in the chat. Jimbo, hi, talk Tuesday night. Thanks, Jimbo, for the brief comment. Stratospherian, also brief good evening. Thanks for that. Andrew also saying or agreeing with me that there's so much more to Spain than the Costas, or to the person that wrote the comment, which seemed to have little to do with the real Spain. Yeah, the real Spain. What is the real Spain? That's the question, though, isn't it? In a diverse country like this one, it's difficult to find that real Spain. Coastal areas serve a purpose, of course. Weather-wise, mainly for a lot of people that seek to live in that part of Spain. It's all about the weather, and yeah. But is it the real Spain? That's the question. I don't know. We could argue that one, I think. Pat and Gur coming in from Ireland. Good to see you guys in the chat this evening. Alex Subaru. I live in Carlet Town, DANA, Dana Zone. You already know I have 3 energy station Bluetti and 3 more from All Powers, ready and fully charged. Greetings, chat. So Alex prepared for the worst in Carlet Town. Not sure exactly where that is, but in the Dana Zone. You got to be prepared, yes. Kathy coming in from Kansas City, Missouri, United States. Sunny day there today. Good to see you, Kathy, too. Gota Fria or Dana? I prefer the former. Yeah, for a long time it was known as the Gota Fria. Of course, it's not any scientific name to that one, Colin, I think. And Dana is the acronym put forward by the Weather Bureau, meaning I think it's like depressed. I don't know the exact meaning of the Dana, but isolated, depressed area or something when it comes to rain, and that's the term that they use nowadays. Maybe in the streets you'll still hear people using the word Gota Fria, but Dana is the one that has taken over, at least in the official publications that are put forward. What else we got going on here? Amanda's in the chat. We'll watch back. Hope everyone's having a good week. Thanks for that. And Chrissy in Salah, a little rain, not enough. And Jimbo with the weekly sports update here. Not a Spanish or Spain sports update. We could say that Real Madrid was beaten by Atletico de Madrid yesterday 5-2. Absolutely smashed. We'll see how long the new coach lasts. Xabi Alonso, I think his name is, took over the job with high expectations, but they played the first Madrid derby game and bang, smashed 5-2. And the Brisbane Lions, I was going to say the Brisbane Bears, but they're the Brisbane Lions, and they have been for a while. 122 points to 75. Thanks, Jimbo. Yes, it was an interesting game, very close up to half-time yesterday. But the other team, Geelong, which is a regional city in Victoria, couldn't take home the prize, and the Brisbane Lions got up with their super team. They have a super football team. Again, a debate for another day. Now I'm going to wrap the live stream up. It's been a pleasure as always. Back again on Tuesday, I think, with another live stream. Hope to see you then. Hasta luego. Hasta entonces. Adios. Great start to the week. Bye-bye.